So you want to be a YouTuber. I've been doing this nearly a decade. I think I can give you some advice. So let's get this out of the way. Acknowledge your odds. The chances of you succeeding are basically 0.001%. Get that through your head real quick, because otherwise you're going to be very sad very quickly. I have not made it. Let me be clear. My channel now especially, not in a great spot. 2023 was the best year I've ever had for YouTube. I went from starting the year at like 300-400 subs to ending it at like nearly 1,600, getting hundreds of thousands of views between my shorts and my long form stuff. It was the best year for the channel ever. So now we've got that out of the way. Now you're black pilled about being a YouTuber. The number one thing you need to do is find what you want to post. I know that's obvious advice. Some of this is all you think would be obvious, but some people need to hear it. If you're gonna do commentary that requires a whole different skill set and type of editing than say a gaming video. Are you going to do like video essay type things or maybe like reviews? Those require different skill sets, types of editing, different sort of things. Obviously, I've primarily done gaming content and commentary content. That's where my skill sets and my interests have lied. Primarily gaming content. So I edit with that in mind. I record things, I plan things out, I've sort of developed a style as time's gone on. That's what I wanted to post. The other thing you got to understand is your limitations. They can be your knowledge. You might not know jack about YouTube, and if you're just starting and you haven't done something like this before, you won't. Doesn't matter how many big YouTube education channels you watch, they don't really teach you that much, truth be told. I don't want to call it any education channels by name, but most of them are pretty useless. But you got to understand your limitations. It could also be equipment. It could be your time. Maybe you're a college student, high school student, whatever. Maybe you got a job, an internship, things that, are a little bit more of a priority. If you're older, you might even have a family or in a full-time job. It's going to be a lot harder to get into YouTube the older you are because you have more obligations. It's still doable, but harder. Once you've got these two things down, hit the record button. Once you've done it, once you've hit that record button, it gets easier every single time. Now, something you got to understand as well is that your interests might be, say, we'll just go for an example, Minecraft content. Minecraft's a very saturated genre. It's also a genre that's in a very slow decline, but there's still a lot of people looking for new Minecraft creators. What you gotta understand is your Minecraft Let's Play with very minimal edits that you edited in CapCut or some free phone editing software, some other one, isn't gonna be attracted too many people. You gotta understand and find the balance of what I want to post and what people want to watch. So if you want to do Minecraft content, you're looking at more SMP type content maybe, or maybe high pixel content. It's going to take some experimenting, which is what you should do those early months, even potentially first couple years, is find what people want to watch, but also what you want to do. You got to find that balance and strike that balance. Otherwise, you'll get burnout or people won't want to watch. That brings us on to editing, because that's important. This can also bring back to the limitation side of things. I use Wondershare for more personally. There are all sorts of different editing programs that everyone says, use Adobe, use Adobe. You don't really need Adobe. Sure, it's the standard bearer of the industry. Filmora has never done me wrong. Well, the company's done me wrong a couple of times. But in terms of editing, Filmora's never had something where I couldn't do it. Even if it's like a little more complicated than, say, Premiere. Premiere might have more presets or something like that to make things easier. I've not ran into some sort of edit I couldn't do in Filmora. I don't do any After Effects stuff, so that's a whole different other ball game. That's something that bigger YouTubers get into. But when you're starting out, Filmora, DaVinci Resolve, something like that. DaVinci's, I think, still free. I think. I think there's like a Premiere option, but I'm pretty sure you can still use it for free. CapCut is good for like short form stuff. I don't know how well it translates to bigger long form videos, or if you're start out doing some shorts and stuff, and that's a whole different thing. Shorts versus long form stuff and versus live streams, that's a whole video in itself. But there are options. Some of them are free, some of them are cheaper than others. That's a limitation. It's financial. I wish I put that there. Financial is obviously a limitation as well. So thumbnails are also very important. Of course, I use the Adobe photography plan. It's $10 a month. I used to have the student plan briefly for $20. It gave me everything. Photography plan only gives me Photoshop. It works. Student plan, I just didn't use the rest of the stuff, so there's no point in paying for it. If you're a student, it's a good idea. If not, the photography plan is $10. You get Lightroom, you get Photoshop. Photoshop, you can do just about anything you want to do for thumbnails. If you do drawing thumbnails, that's a whole different ball game. I don't have the experience or knowledge about that, admittedly. I don't know what programs to use for that. That's something an artist would be able to answer. So artists, sound off in the comments. So you've edited your video, you've made a thumbnail that you hope is going to be decent, because you're just starting out and you don't really know. Post the video. Don't get cold feet. Post the video. Start posting your videos. Shorts, you don't have to do thumbnails. A little bit easier, but I would encourage you, if you're just starting out, you don't have like industry experience or nothing, you kind of avoid shorts. And a lot of these big channels may not give that advice. There's a reason for that. Shorts are good for quick growth, but when you're just starting out and have no audience, and YouTube's trying to figure out who to send your stuff to, and you're trying to build that small tight-knit community to get you started, shorts do not connect you with your viewers, if that makes sense. They have no connection to you. They watched funny 30-second, we'll say, short and scrolled. If they subbed, they may get another short, they may not. Shorts viewers do not really connect with the creator that as like long form viewers would. I would encourage you to do long form and make shorts something you do kind of on the side. When you can make a funny short, post it. Sure, it might do well, but focus your priorities and time and effort into long form videos. And if you want to do live streams, sometimes it's applicable. There we go. Sometimes it makes sense for your channel, sometimes it doesn't. That's all the advice that I would use myself if I were starting a YouTube channel. I would focus my efforts on just the editing quality and improving each video a little bit. Everyone says do one thing or 1% or whatever. Like I said in a previous video, just kind of change, experiment in those first early months and years, because I don't want to be harsh, but nobody's going to watch your crap. Learn that the hard way. Go look at my channel. Even this channel, the main channel, JO3, which isn't my first channel. Look at the first like 2 or 3 years. Most of those videos have less than 100 views. A majority of them probably still have less than 50 views. Nobody really watched. I just kept chugging along for the few people that did. Once you kind of find what you're doing, you can't be complacent because YouTube's always changing, but that's a video for another time. If I were starting a YouTube channel, that's the advice I would take. If you want to do commentary, a little bit different, I can go through that. I don't know if that's its own video or maybe something I could just answer in the comments, but that's the advice I wish I had, I guess, if I were starting a YouTube channel today.